Hello, my name is Maria, and this is how I made my outfit for the Renaissance Fair. I started out with this dress I found on Windsor and picked out some fabrics that I thought matched it really well. I ended up getting 3 yards of this fabric and 2 yards of this one. I'm also going to be using this leftover fabric scraps that I have from hemming a different dress. I laid out how I want the fabrics to be. I want lots of layers underneath the skirt. First, I'm going to start with the leftover fabric I have, and I'm going to pin that down to the underskirt, leaving extra room so it can be ruffled. I'm going to add a full layer of the green lacy fabric underneath the main skirt of the dress. I'm going to measure where I want the bottom of the fabric to be and pin it at the top where I want it to be sewn. I'm also making sure that the fabric is ruffled. Now I'm doing the same thing with the second fabric. This one is not quite as long as the green one, so I'm going to be pinning it down to the green fabric and sewing it there instead of to the main skirt. I want to bring some of that color up to the top of the dress, so I took some of the fabric and pinned it up top to make a nice design. Once it's all pinned, I'm going to sew it down and cut off the extra fabric. I wanted some short droopy sleeves for this dress, so I took some of the colorful lacy fabric and cut out 2 squares of about 20 inches by 20 inches. I folded each one in half and sewed the top together. Once I had a rectangle, I turned the piece right side out, folded it in half again, and cut out a half parabola on the edges. I'm going to sew this with a straight, loose stitch and pull the thread on each side to scrunch it up together. This is going to make the sleeve longer at the bottom and shorter at the top when I sew it to the dress. I want to add more detailing along the fabric at the top, so I'm going to be using some colorful beads that match the fabric as well as some golden thread. I also wanted to make a garter that matched the dress, so I took some lace, measured it loosely around my thigh, as well as some elastic. I sewed the elastic to the lace, ensuring that it fits snugly around my thigh. Now I'm gonna add some detailing the same way I did the dress, and I'm following the pattern of the lace, as well as adding some long chain beads at the bottom. Lastly, I'm going to be making a mask that matches the dress. The past few times I've gone to the Ren Fair, it's been very dusty and I end up with a sore throat. So this year I wanted to make a mask that would match the dress. I'm taking this mask that I like the shape of and tracing it out. It is a little big on me, so I'm making it a little bit smaller to fit my face. I made sure to fold the fabric in half twice so that I end up with 4 layers. Now I'm going to trace it on top of the lacy fabric, folding it in half once so that I have 2 layers. I'm going to sew each of the lacy layer onto a white layer and cut off the excess fabric. Once that is done, I'm going to sew the front of those pieces together, good side to good side, as well as the 2 leftover white pieces, also good side to good side. Then I'm going to take those pieces and sew them together on all sides except for one of them, good side to good side. that's done, I'm going to flip the mask right side out and sew the last side together. I'm also going to fold over each side of the mask and sew with a straight stitch. Lastly, I took some lacy ribbon, pulled it through the sides of the mask, and sewed it together, measuring that it fits my face. The sides of the mask were a little bit loose, so I scrunched it together for a better fit. Now it's time to accessorize and enjoy the Renaissance fair.